Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back, and welcome if you're new. Happy November. Today we have got the November edition of Best of the Bars. So this is the series at the beginning of each month where I let you know what I think are the best catalog Scentsy bars to melt in your home for the upcoming month. So we're in November now, and I have got some suggestions of things that are currently available in the catalog that you might want to try or consider melting throughout the season or throughout this month. Now this is going to be based on like your average North American climate, and I know that we are wildly fluctuating because where I live it is full on winter now, and where people in the south are saying it's like still very, very hot there. So this is going to be kind of your average typical November basket, adjust as needed for your particular climate. So like I said, I'm going to be melting more holiday specific stuff this month because where I live it is just straight up winter. And where you live, if it's in the southern US, perhaps it's hot where you are, so you might want to be melting a little bit lighter things. But this is going to be kind of your average November. So we got some spice, we got some kind of winter to fall transition stuff. So kind of like dancing that fall winter edge. Now you may notice that behind me is rather bare right now. Typically I have my mantle all done up for the season. I have taken down my fall decorations and put them away, and I haven't put my Christmas stuff out just yet, and I won't do that for another week or so. So I have got it pretty bare right now because I don't want to redecorate it just to take it down in a week and a bit and then redo it. So I've got things kind of bare right now. My house looks very naked, and I will have new stuff up soon. But for now, we're gonna have a couple videos of pretty bare backgrounds, but that will change shortly. So I personally decorate in November. That is just something I've always done. I like to be able to enjoy December once December hits, so I like to have that all done by the time December rolls around. So December is busy enough as it is my opinion, so I like to have that done ahead of time. So I will personally be melting holiday stuff this month. However, I know not everybody does that, so this is just kind of more your fall winter transition ideas. So I have catalog bars here. I also have a couple honorable mentions. The honorable mentions are honorable mentions because they're not catalog bars. So they are currently available, and you can get these at the time I'm filming this and probably throughout the entire month of November. But the rest of the bars we're going to talk about are catalog bars that you can get anytime. The first one I have here is Frosted Cedar. This is a catalog bar with red delicious apple, vanilla, and cedar wood. And this one is so beautiful and so underrated in my opinion. This one is a nice performer. It's got this beautiful smooth vanilla base, but it's got this sweet apple note. It's not like a tart juicy apple. It's like a sweet woodsy apple. There's just something so homey and kind of like bordering on wintry here. It's not really Christmassy at all, but it is kind of wintry, early to late winter, somewhere in there, but just so cozy and homey. It smells like it's cold outside and you've come in from outside and your house just smells so welcoming and cozy. That is what Frosted Cedar is, and that is just a gorgeous bar. Next up here we have another one that's kind of a classic favorite. It's been around for a long time, and this is Cedar Cider. Cedar Cider has apple, it's got cedar wood, it's got a little bit of tonka, if I remember right. This is woodsy and again sweet, but not as... This is more old-fashioned than something like Frosted Cedar. Frosted Cedar is very modern and updated. Cedar Cider is like your classic old school cedar. It does have like cidery tones, like there's some spice to this one where there's no spice at all in Frosted Cedar. Cedar Cider has some spice in the base, and it's got those kind of cidery spices with the cedar wood and just maybe a tiny bit of apple somewhere in there. It's so lovely. This is such a cozy bar, and again, perfect for that kind of fall to winter transition. I think you can warm this anytime from October through the end of winter. So Cedar Cider is a great one. And if you haven't tried Cedar Cider before, I would strongly recommend that you try it because it is just, most people that do try this do enjoy it. So if you haven't tried it, this might be your sign to give it a shot. So Cedar Cider. The next one I have here is more of a bedroom melt, and this is Cozy Cardigan. This one has a little bit of rose. It's got some powdery tones. Yeah, it's clean, powdery, fresh, a wee bit soapy, but not like not in like a super aggressive way. There's nothing sharp about this. This is a very smooth, rounded, fuzzy, cozy scent. Kind of cashmere-y. It's just pretty. It's a pretty scent, and it's very lovely for a bedroom and really nice for this time of year. So a nice November scent, Cozy Cardigan. The next one we have is one that's been in the catalog for a million years. And this one again is a good fall to winter transition and maybe nice for like American Thanksgiving, and it is Autumn Sunset. This one's cool because it's got the orange label with the purple wax. This one is apple, pumpkin, and I think clove or spice, but I do smell clove here for sure. This one is very traditional. It is your classic like 1990s style pumpkin spice scent. Very potpourri. Yeah, this is a classic. I do smell like a red hot cinnamon here. I smell clove here. And a bit of pumpkin. I don't smell a lot of apple. This is just very traditional and classic. And if you want a nice, strong, good performing fall bar, this is great for deep fall, late fall, heading into winter. Leaves are fallen, they're off the trees, and we're waiting for snow. That is what autumn sunset is. Kind of like the sunset of autumn. We're heading into winter. So this one is a nice one for like around November in the fall. And this one again can carry you through winter as well. I wouldn't hesitate to melt this now where I live, despite the fact that there's snow on the ground. I would melt this now for sure. So Autumn Sunset is a nice one. And again, just a rich, deep, spicy scent. With Autumn Sunset, you do have to like spice. So there's that one. The next one we have here is Apple and Cinnamon Sticks. Again, a little on the spice side. This is in the spice category, I believe. Maybe it's in woods. I can't remember. This one is more balanced. This one has apple, pumpkin. I think there's pumpkin in here. There is wood though. There is like a cedar wood type note here for sure, and quite a lot of it, which is unexpected because with apple and cinnamon sticks, you expect it just like a very basic apple cinnamon scent. This is not basic apple cinnamon. So if that's what you're looking for, this isn't it. This is a woodsy apple spice with a little bit of pumpkin, just very rich, all-purpose fall scent. And again, perfect for any time of fall, but to me, this leans deeper fall, like towards the end of fall, heading into winter is apple and cinnamon sticks. Very rich, got some spice, got those deep woodsy notes kind of grounding it. Really lovely, very rich. Yes, very rich and inviting and warm. So there is apple and cinnamon sticks. Again, a really nice one. Good performer too on that one. Next we have one that is newer to the catalog, was just in the last couple years. This is Midnight Mahogany. And this one has, I want to say like plum, mahogany, something else. This is pretty. This has a little hint of fruitiness to it. It is one of those deep, woodsy, earthy scents, but it does have some brightness from that plum. This is lovely. Now this one, when you first get it, almost has like an edge of lemon to it. And then as it ages and sits for a little bit longer, that lemon note goes away and you're left with this kind of like rich, deep, plum, woodsy scent. Very pretty, and again, very nice for fall into winter. This one also mixes very well. It's good on its own or as a mixer. Really nice. So I like to mix this one with Palo Santo and cinnamon, which is no longer available, so it's not going to be in this video. But this one will mix well with any of your florals, your tree scents, your woodsy scents, even your spice scents. Really gorgeous. So Midnight Mahogany. This one is, again, kind of underlooked or overlooked. I feel like we don't talk about this one enough, and it is rather lovely. So Midnight Mahogany. Probably not the strongest scent in the world, but I think for a small to medium, even verging on large space, it's okay. I don't think this will be open layout worthy on its own. So that is Midnight Mahogany. The next one we have here is Vanilla Barnwood. This is in the catalog as well this year. This had been a holiday collection bar last year. Now it's in the catalog. This one is Barnwood, vanilla. And there's like a hint of lemon here. There's just a little bit of lemon, like a cream, like lemon curd or something like that. So this is mostly a very sweet scent. This is not super, super woodsy. So if you don't like those super, super woodsy scents, I would try Vanilla Barnwood. There is a little bit of wood here, but mostly this is a nice sweet vanilla with a little zing of citrus. It's beautiful. And this is, again, a gorgeous scent in bedrooms. I think you could melt this anywhere in your home. I personally love it in bedrooms. It is so cuddly cozy. There's just like this sweet, cozy, clean scent to it. It is beautiful. And they do have this in laundry for the holiday collection as well, which I am also enjoying. The laundry, I would say, has more of that lemon note, but I would say after it comes out of the dryer, the laundry scent has more of that woodsy tone than the bar does. So I think the bar is kind of the best balance, whereas the laundry kit, it is lemony when you first put it in, and then when you take your clothes out, they smell kind of woodsy. So the Vanilla Barnwood, though, is this sweet vanilla lemon woodsy scent. It is so perfect, so perfect. This one is, again, perfect for most of the year round, honestly. I will warm this most of the year, but I think it does lend itself very nicely to November when you want kind of that cuddly, cozy scents without being super wintry. I think Vanilla Barnwood is perfect for that. The next one we have here is Cherry Chestnut. This is a new release this season. This one has like cherry, vanilla, this, and like a little bit of like a chestnut note. To my nose, this is almost all vanilla. There's a teeny hint of like black cherry on the back. It is almost non-existent. If you don't like cherry scents, or if you're afraid of this being like cough syrup, there's hardly any cherry here, like almost none. And on warm, I don't get any. This is a beautiful, rich French vanilla scent, specifically French vanilla. Reminds me a lot of the old Scentsy bar Simply Vanilla or Vanilla Cream. This is just if you love vanilla, this is one I would recommend trying, which you may not know from the name Cherry Chestnut. So Cherry Chestnut, despite the fact that it's got no vanilla in the name and it's a red bar, if you're looking for a nice, just straight up French vanilla scent, try Cherry Chestnut. And again, there's just a nice coziness to this. It's warm, it's cozy, and just kind of simple. I would say this is not a open layout worthy bar. This is quite a light bar. I find I need to double the wax with this one, so I use twice as much wax as I normally use, and I limit it to bedrooms. So bedrooms only, and double your wax. So performance on this is on the lighter side. If you do double your wax and keep it to a smaller space, you can get it to about a medium strength, and it goes for a day or two. So there's Cherry Chestnut. Two that I have here on my list that are in the catalog, but they're not ones that I have personally, but I think would work really well for November. The first one is Eucalyptus Wreath. It's a very popular catalog bar. It's got a cool eucalyptus note to it. It's perfectly kind of verging on winter, just before the holidays, so it's perfect for November. If you like fresh scents, if you like those kind of greenery scents or those kind of cool scents, Eucalyptus Wreath is very cool, it's crisp, it's clean, and not overly greenery. I think people who don't like tree scents may enjoy Eucalyptus Wreath. I personally don't care for Eucalyptus Wreath because I don't like eucalyptus. So if you're not a eucalyptus fan, steer clear of Eucalyptus Wreath. But if you like kind of like cool, crisp, clean, fresh scents for winter or for fall into winter, Eucalyptus Wreath is a good one, and it's very popular. It's also a good performer. The other one I have on my list here that I don't have a bar of because, again, it's not my cup of tea, but I do think it would work really well for November for people who do like these types of scents. It is Maple Apple Bourbon. So Maple Apple Bourbon is a favorite of many. It is a warm, toasty, very warm. So warm kind of bourbon spice, a little bit of apple cider, but it's got like spice and bourbon and maple. There is a very distinct maple note there. You do have to like maple, and it leans a little bit sharp to my nose. But if you like a warm, kind of very robust maple spicy scent, Maple Apple Bourbon is a very warm, inviting scent for November if you like that scent. So that is Maple Apple Bourbon. The other one I have here to recommend for November is one that does, again, dance with the holidays a little bit without going full-on Christmas mode, and that is Gingerbread Pecan Waffles. This is a new release this year. It's in the catalog, and it is wonderful. This one has gingerbread. It does have some toasty pecans here, and you do get just a slight hint of like maple syrup and waffles. To my nose, it's more like pancakes than waffles. I would say this is more like gingerbread pancakes with a little bit of maple syrup and like pecans. This is scrumptious. It is scrumptious. It is warm and cozy. It's sweet. It is definitely a bakery category scent, but it's not over the top sweet. So while it is sweet, and you do have to like sweet scents for this one, it's not overly spicy and it's not overly mapley. So if you have an issue with maple or if you have an issue with spice, this is not too much of either of those scents. This is a bakery sweet scent with that real nuttiness. You do smell the pecan here, and it's just this nice gentle nuttiness. It's very lovely. And this one warms beautifully too. Super delicious, and that is Gingerbread Pecan Waffles. So there's that one. This is definitely gonna go in my club at the end of the season. I love this one. And again, I would warm this from October all the way through end of winter, but I do think, again, because it's gingerbread, just a little bit of a nod to gingerbread without being full on spice and cookies and all that, it does just kind of lend itself well to November. So those are the catalog bars I would suggest for November. The other ones I have here are three things, and they are things that are currently available as part of limited time offer collections. So if you are familiar with Scentsy, we have the core catalog, which is the bars I just showed you. We have the core catalog that's available all season long, and then we have throughout the season different collections that launch that are just here for a short time, so a couple months. So these are the next few I have here to show you are part of limited time offer collections that are only here temporarily, but for the month of November, they are here and you can order them. The first one is a Harvest Collection bar. This is Peaks and Pines. And when this first came out, I thought this lent itself very well to early winter because this one is a pine tree type scent and it is super strong. This is one of the strongest, most long lasting bars they've come out with this year. So if you like a pine tree scent, this is a kind of pine tree scent with a real citrus tone to it. There's a real citrusy tone here. There's like orange or something, maybe grapefruit, but a bright, zingy, zippy citrus. It's really nice. So yeah, this one, sometimes the tree scents lean on the woodsy side, so you have kind of those deep cedar wood, wood bark, trunk type tones. This doesn't have that. This is like the pine needles mixed with kind of this bright citrusy zip. So yeah, this is more on the bright end of citrus rather than the dark, deep end of citrus, or bright end of pine tree rather than the dark end of pine tree. So Peaks and Pines, there's that one. This one I think had like fresh air in the notes too. It's just nice, just nice. And again, nice kind of lean into winter without going full on holiday. Although I think you could warm this through the holidays as well. And that's part of the Harvest collection currently available. The next one I have here, I had to bring it up. This one is Sparkling Spiced Citrus. This has been one of my favorite bars of the season. And it kind of like, I liked it when I first smelled it. I knew I liked it, but I didn't realize how much I liked it. Like, this is actually a favorite for me. This is going to be a club bar for me. This may even replace my Love Mandarin Moon, which is a old bar that we don't have anymore, but I've had in my club for a long time. Sparkling Spiced Citrus is this beautiful, bright, Satsuma-like mandarin. This pretty, sweet, bright orange. Very much like a Satsuma or a mandarin, like Christmas orange, with just a little bit of spice, but enough spice that you can smell it. So it's not like there's hardly any spice, but there's also not, it's not choking you out with spice either. There's a beautiful balance in this bar. And the spice that I'm smelling is not just cinnamon. I'm not really getting any clove to speak of, but there's like a little bit of like maybe star anise here, possibly, maybe. There's a little bit more of a complex spice profile here, but there's not enough of it to overpower. So if you remember at Mandarin Moon, if you were around for that one was much spicier, much heavier, much richer. This one is brighter and lighter and fruitier and just sparkling. Sparkling is a good word for it. This is perfect for, again, fall into winter. So, and again, kind of Thanksgiving into the holidays. So Sparkling Spice Citrus is beautiful. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it yet. And this is, again, part of our Harvest collection. So still available right now and such a good one. Oh, a favorite. Then I wanted to bring up one of the bricks. Now last month I had suggested Salted Caramel Cider, which is one of my very favorite scents of the year. I think that would work well for November too. And I also wanted to bring up Christmas Tree, because I think that would do well for November as well. But the one I think is perfect for November is Warm Winter Night. This one is, again, not getting as much talk as it probably should because it is such a good scent. The issue is all of the bricks are so good this season that this one's not getting the press it deserves. So this one I think had like bourbon and a few other things in the notes. This one is one of those ones that you have to smell to really understand what it's going to smell like, because the notes don't, I think it's got like brown sugar and bourbon in the notes. And this is a sweet scent, but I almost get like fruity tones here. A friend of mine said pineapple, and I wasn't sure about that, but then now the more I'm smelling it, yeah, I totally get pineapple somewhere in here. It's not summery though. There is a very deep fall note here. It just smells like the weather has turned cold. This could be snow on the ground or not, doesn't matter. It's just cooler weather. So this one is a nice cozy, again, brown sugar is definitely there. The bourbon, I'm not getting so much. I get no booziness here. So if you're scared of those kind of boozy notes, I don't get that here. But there is this kind of sweet, almost fruitiness with that warm brown sugar, and also something that's almost a little bit cologne-y to kind of elevate it. So it's not like a pure foodie bakery scent. There's something clean here as well, and it almost seems like a clean cologne without being masculine. Like there's nothing, this just smells cozy. Like this just smells like a warm, inviting space. Yeah, it's just nice. And this is probably one of the harder to describe scents I've come across in a while, because there's so much going on in here. It's a very complex scent. And it's difficult to describe because there's so much going on in it, and it's hard to pick out individual notes. But the impression is warm, sweet, inviting, kind of wrap you in a blanket, and a wee tad masculine without being overpowering or cologne-y. So very nice. And again, very suitable for November. So that is Warm Winter Night in the Brick collection. And that comes in like this larger Christmas tree shape. If you were going to bundle them, I would strongly recommend Salted Caramel Cider as well. So there's that. So that is what I would suggest for November. Just some ideas to get you started with your November melting. And if you have any orders that are coming up in the next little while, just some ideas of things you might want to add to your cart for the November melting. Now let me know in the comments below. I know we're all in a very wide array of weather right now, depending on our locations. Where are things at where you are, and what kinds of what kind of things are you melting for November? Are you melting kind of those early fall scents still, or are you leaning into the holiday scents at this point? Like I said, I will be melting some of these things, but I'll be leaning harder into the holiday and winter end of things this month, because that's kind of what my climate is. It is deep winter here now. There are no leaves, there is snow on the ground, it's below freezing as daytime highs. It is winter. So I am melting more on the winter end of things right now. But I think in most areas, it's like kind of like solid fall. It is like mid-fall. So we have some kind of spicy things here. We have some kind of like nice deeper fall type scents. So hope that is helpful, and let us know in the comments below what you like to melt in November where you live. Are there any favorites you have that you like to melt in November? That was really fun in October when people suggested the things that they like to melt in October. So yeah, what do you melt in November specifically? For me, I will definitely be doing, and this one is not available, I will definitely be doing a bar of Joy and Wonder. That is one that I do when I decorate for the holidays, and that will be probably sometime next week. So that is why things are bare behind me. I am kind of in my little seasonal transition decor thing here. So in a week or so, we'll have Christmas decorations out, but right now we are just kind of, I put a couple things up there to have something to look at. But yeah, let us know what you're melting in November, and hope you have a great month. We'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.